Hey everybody, Zach from Primrose Productions Music here. Today I thought we would do something kind of cool. I thought we would compare two plugins. These plugins are going to be the Waves SSL Channel and the Slate Digital Virtual Mix Rack. Now, obviously, if you're familiar with the Virtual Mix Rack, it has a ton of different modules that you can put in. But today specifically, we're going to be checking out the FG-S because it is an emulation of an SSL console as well as the Waves SSL channel, obviously. So I thought it would be cool to compare the two. And we're also adding this FG401 compressor in here after the fact because the SSL channel has a little compressor section here. So anyway, the first thing that we want to check these out on is this clean guitar part. So I'll just play it for you for a second in the mix here. Right now the SSL channel is on and the virtual mix rack is off. So yeah, nothing fancy, just a clean guitar part. Let's solo just the guitar for a second. And I'll turn off the SSL channel. So this is just basically the raw guitar. Okay, excuse me. I forgot I had some processing with the SSL channel on there to begin with. So this is actually the bus processing. So this is additional processing on this clean guitar here. But so there's no bus processing currently. All right, now let's check that out with the SSL channel on the clean bus. And the virtual mix rack against the regular guitar. Right, and let's go back and forth between these two. So this is the SSL channel. Couple things I'm noticing. You seem to get, it seems to be a little muddier in the mids for the VMR, but the Waves SSL channel, it just feels tighter to me. There's a little crisper high end. And I want you to note that I got these settings to match this pretty much as closely as possible. So I got, this is high passed at 149. This is high passed at 149. Then we have a 5.2 dB cut at 7.36K. And boost, excuse me. 5.2 dB boost. Okay, so here we got a 5.26 dB boost at 7.37K. All right, then same thing for all the others. 4.7 dB cut, 4.72 dB cut, 3.82K, 3.82K. Got the Q as narrow as it'll go on both of those. Then almost an 8 dB cut, at 801, 800, and reasonably narrow Q on both of those. And then a 3.5 dB boost at 266 against a 3.48 dB boost at 266. So, like I said, we've matched these settings pretty much as close as we can get them. Now let's listen back and forth one more time. so let's check out these compressor settings. This had been bypassed, so we'll take that off. This has a fast attack. We're at almost a 2-to-1 ratio. Over here we have a fast attack, about a 2-to-1 ratio. And on this one we're getting, I think it was 3 dB. Yep. And over here we're also getting about 3 dB of gain reduction. So now let's listen to those back to back with the compressors on. Now see, I actually almost prefer the VMR on the clean guitar, but let's see what happens when we go over to distorted guitar. All right. Oh, hang on. Actually, real quick, let's just show you in the mix those two different clean parts. So you get a lot more high end out of the SSL channel, which for this particular clean part, I think I do actually prefer the virtual mix rack. But anyway, let's check it out on distorted guitars here. So this is the part. Again, we have a little bit of processing on each individual guitar track, so we're processing the bus here with either the SSL channel or the virtual mix rack. But anyway, let's listen to what this sounds like. So you feel like the world is ending. Let's hear just the guitar that had the SSL channel on just then, just for mix purposes. So we'll take that off, and this is the guitar without either of those plugins on it. Very different sound. So let's bring both of those up again. Again, we're trying to mimic these settings pretty much as close as possible. 150 high pass, 150 high pass. This is a narrow cut at about 2.17. This is a narrow cut at 2.18. So, yeah, obviously trying to get as close as possible. Anyway, let's listen to the clean versus the not clean, the unprocessed versus the SSL channel, and then the unprocessed versus the virtual mix rack. See, they're both adding kind of a weird high end, which sounds really odd out of the mix, but in the mix it works pretty well. So, but anyway, let's go back and forth between these two. We're going to have the compressors are on again for this section. And again, I tried to mimic the settings as close as possible. But anyway, here is the channel versus the virtual mix rack. So here I like the SSL channel better because if you can hear, it sounds like there's a little bit of a tighter low-mid section with the SSL channel than we're getting with the virtual mix rack. But let's hear it in the full mix to make sure that my ears aren't just crazy. So you feel like the world is ending. My bed still is 1% down. See, it just tightens right up with the SSL channel compared to the virtual mix rack. And again, we're mimicking the settings as close as possible. I'm probably going to say that a million times in this video. I apologize. I'm sure you'll get sick of hearing it. But yeah, so this just sounds muddier to me. It doesn't sound nearly as tight as the SSL channel, especially in the low mids. And when we're talking about guitars and stuff, low mids are really important. Mids in general, but the low mids, especially for heavier stuff and lower tunings, are really important. So I really like having the tighter low mids of the SSL. Anyway, I want to show you guys one more comparison. We're going to check it out on toms here. And SSL channel is usually my go-to for toms in general, but I thought we would try both just to give one more comparison. Anyway, here's the toms.
Will you stand to when the sun's round?
So that's the toms in the mix. Let's hear those soloed. All right, and that's with the SSL channel on. Unfortunately, we didn't really have the best sounding toms here. It sounded, especially the floor tom, it sounded like the mic was probably touching the head of the drum. So we did the best we could, but here's what it sounds like without the either of those on there. Then with the SSL channel, and you'll see me switch back and forth between. I'll just have to do it here because it's faster. So tom 1, tom 2, so rack tom, floor tom, SSL channel, obviously virtual mix rack, SSL channel, virtual mix rack. Obviously these are not the same settings as these, but these are the same settings, but this is the same setting as this, and this is the same setting as this. So let's check it out between unprocessed and with those. Huge difference with the channel. Let's hear it with the mix rack. Still very big difference, but let's hear what it sounds like with the channel versus the mix rack directly. See, those sound very different. One more time. Those sound very different, and just to show you, they are on the same settings. Okay, we got, well, again, as close as we can get. So this is high pass at 100. This is high pass at 99.9. This is a 8.6 dB boost. It's a shelf at 8K. This is an 8.59 dB boost at 8.02K. This is a 3.2 dB boost with a reasonably narrow Q at 4.04. 3.2 dB boost, 4.05, reasonably narrow. 15 dB cut at 0.74, so 740 hertz. Real as narrow as we can go. 742 hertz, all the way down as narrow as we can go. And then we have a 2 dB boost in a bell at 151. And, oh, actually, that's one mistake. This isn't on bell. Hold up. Let's hear what that sounds like. Let me double check the other one. All right, that's correct. Let's listen one more time just to be sure, now that I turn that bell on. Yeah, still very different. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, they are the same settings other than that one mistake which I just fixed, but you can see they still sound very different. So yeah, this is a 2 dB boost at 151. This is 2.04 dB at 151. And again, I got the compressor settings to match as closely as possible. But yeah, even though, again, this is a little up in the air with the compressor, because obviously this isn't an SSL compressor emulation. As far as I can tell, Slate does not have an SSL compressor emulation in here. So I just did the best I could with this because it was the one that gave me controls as similar to this, because all the other ones are 1176 style compressors. So this allowed me to get it as close to that as I could. But yeah, two plugins emulating the same kind of console, and they sound very, very different. So yeah, guys, hope you thought that was interesting. Even with the same settings, they sound super different. Let me know in the comments which ones you preferred and why. Did you agree that with what I thought, which was the low mids were tighter in the SSL, or did you prefer the fuller midsy sound of the virtual mix rack? Yeah, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.